Ew.
What's going on, brother?
Ain't much. Chilling. Was good with you.
Ain't nothing cool. I'm out watching my man G stream. Shout out to G.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, Metaverse underscore G stream. He's streaming head to head on 2K.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know that. I'm pull that up right now while we're doing this. Hey, Metaverse is funny.
Yeah.
just registered. He said Metaverse underscore G.
Yeah.
Let's see, man. But up, we back for another Head for the Hills podcast.
Yes, sir.
This one gonna be more so gravitating around the sports world.
Yeah, a few little topics here and there, but yeah, definitely big sports podcast.
Mm-hmm.
More sports for you hit top.
Uh-huh. Um yeah, I cannot.
How you want to do it? You want to get the other topics out of the way, then
Yeah, we can.
finish with sports?
Yeah. You said so I Metaverse is Metaverse, right?
Yeah, then underscore, then just G.
Yeah, I don't know why it ain't
You might
pop.
gotta scroll. I think I had like to scroll over and shit to find it on the shit. He playing like the Lakers versus the Spurs or some shit.
Oh, okay. All right, this must be him right here. I see a Lakers court.
Yeah.
Man, that's the first time I had to like scroll over.
Right, when you type somebody's name directly in it, shit.
All right. Okay, Lakers versus Spurs. Yep, here we go. All right, cool. Got that up there. Yeah, let's get into the you sent me the little list or whatever. We was combining the list or whatever. The Kyle Rittenhouse. You said he's on a podcast tour?
Yeah, you know how like these celebrities, socialites, or whatever you want to call him, he got some recent fame due to the high profile case. You know, he killed some protesters,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a big controversy about it. And I seen one podcast he was on. I think it was the Blaze. That's where he got the whole sound bit. I don't know if you've seen it, the clip about him and LeBron. You know, LeBron actively spoke out about him having the crocodile tears and shit.
Right.
And then how he's saying, "Oh, now he's not a LeBron fan anymore. Fuck LeBron." I think he said, "Fuck LeBron." He basically he messed with LeBron and shit. You know what I'm saying? So that one went through, and then me being objective, I like to follow like a few people from the other side. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's this guy named Steven Crowder. You know what I'm saying? He's on the other side. And he was on that show. So I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same thing. I'm noticing the trend, like how Brittany Renner was doing a few podcasts. And now this guy's doing a few podcasts.
Okay.
And interesting bit from there that I need to like really research, because I know like one of the big things about the whole Kyle Rittenhouse thing is he traveled across state lines with the gun, and he had the gun illegally. But he's claiming that wasn't the case. You know what I'm saying? Because Steven asked him what's some of the biggest misconceptions about him, and he pointed that out. So I was like, oh, that's crazy. I might need to really look into that. And of course, he sort of said something about the whole white power racist shit, but I still think that motherfucker like low key racist and shit. Like,
right.
Because why the fuck are you out? Even if that shit is true that he didn't travel across straight lines with the shit or whatever. Like, why the fuck are you even out there, bro? You know what I'm saying, with a gun and shit.
Yeah, and definitely intent is definitely to kill.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Like, these niggas are unarmed, but you're out there armed and shit.
Right, and you got the gun, claiming self-defense. How much danger could? I mean, peaceful protesting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So. And then, like you said, now you brought up the Brittany Renner chick and all that. It's crazy how people just like gotta capitalize off something that they happened to them. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. That's like one thing I was thinking too. Is like this motherfucker's like capitalizing off this shit, and I don't know. I'm not really liking it. You know?
Yeah, that's absolutely. But I ain't gonna say hopefully, because I'm trying to throw no ill will out there. Even though he did, it would be deservedly so. But hopefully, tables turn. You get what's coming to you. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's just karma. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. So, oh man, that's crazy. And just thinking about all the attention and money he's going to be racking up because of this.
Yeah, it's gonna be all type of nasty shit, book deals and all that type.
Yeah. What? Like, oh my god, crazy. But what else did you have on the list that wasn't sports related?
DJ Academics versus a female.
Right, right. So what's going on with that?
Okay, so DJ Academics is on the a guest on a podcast that I think he's been on a few times before,
Mm-hmm.
and he got into it with a female about because like he tries to be off his Kevin Samuels shit and calls out females. So he was on the Fresh and Fit podcast, and it's kind of like sometimes it always turns into him versus the IG models and shit. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
he always act like he's like a big catch and all this other shit, and he kind of like talks down to the females. So one of the females on the show claimed to be a woman of God, and so you know how like Kevin Samuels picks at people, act tries to pick at her and asks her did she have her child out of wedlock? You know what I'm saying? And you know
Okay.
that kind of set her off, and then so she turned the tables on him and talking about his sins and saying obesity is a sin, and also and also brought up the fact that he drinks henny and shit like that. And it just escalated quickly from there. Act just a smart ass, and she not backing down, and then it got like real heated. Well, I don't know if it was fake or real. You know what I'm saying? Act goes off screen, and the girl is allegedly reaching for something, and he makes a big deal. Oh, she's reaching for a gun and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and he was like kind of like egging her on, like, "What you gonna do? Go ahead and do it." Because I got his little armed security guard right there. So you know what I'm
Okay.
saying. But it's just dumb and dangerous. I see you put out a statement. I haven't had a chance to watch that. But it's just dumb and dangerous to egg people on. You know what I'm saying? Even though you strap, you never know who the fuck can lose their life. You know what I'm saying? Or get
Yeah.
hurt for egging her on to do some shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a small room podcast, and it's like a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of people around each other. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. Had somebody lose their life just because you egging somebody on and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. A common thing that a lot of people do is like, I don't know if we seen the meme before where it was like, just because I got your back, don't mean you got to walk around like you got personal security.
Yeah. I never liked that shit. Even though before the meme shit, like I always thought that shit back in the day and shit.
Yeah, yeah. Like if something was to happen, then you just know that you're covered, but you don't have to go around, like you're some type of mob boss or some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like people in the hood, they got your back or whatever, but don't weaponize me and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, oh yeah, my man Teddy. You know what I'm saying? I know you saying he big as shit. What you want? Like, nah, man, Teddy chilling. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. And then that that should be wild. Yeah. I guess I'm not into like the whole act nigga, like how you be like into it and shit. But just from a distance, he be kind of seeming like corny sometimes.
yeah, he definitely is corny. And
Okay.
but like why I like I guess you could say I'm into him, but he is super informative and shit too though. That's
Okay.
why like I said, like how me like just me liking media and just me
Right.
being objective,
Mm-hmm.
having him as a resource, like, okay, if it's something I can, you know what I'm saying, if I want information on, he's an unbiased outlet.
Right.
Or it's like a lot of shit. Whether, you know what I'm saying, he's corny or not, you know what I'm saying? Or how
Right.
like certain people like try to hide shit or whatever. It's sleazy tactic, but he has the information and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, he get to the bottom of like when people are, oh no, I ain't beefing with so and so, and then Acker already be knowing like, nah, these niggas they ain't really fucking with each other, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. So maybe because like you said, you just into the media thing, and since I'm not into them, the only time I hear about them is like when other rappers be having problems with them.
Yeah.
And then I guess ironically, in a couple of situations, he just seemed corny. You know what I'm
He's definitely corny. Like I will be the first one to say
saying?
he's definitely corny. He's vindictive. Yeah, like some of the fucking beefs he got that's like super fucking petty that can be let go. But like it's like a person who was probably down and they finally get some money and fame, they're not gonna know how to handle that shit. So they want to throw it in the people's face like I made it, or you know what I'm saying, I'm bigger and better than you, you know what I'm saying, I can shit
Right.
on you. That's how he comes off and shit. Like the whole shit with like the Rory and Maul and shit. Like, come on, bro. Like they don't really even be like saying a nigga name and shit, but he has like a big vendetta against him and shit. And he's just, I don't know, just super corny. He's too worried about numbers too much.
Mm-hmm.
Numbers matter, but like it's like, I don't know, he just like stirps niggas off who does numbers and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? That shit just like it's kind of super corny and shit, you know what I'm saying? Especially knowledgeable as he is and knows that like niggas pay for numbers and shit like that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Numbers don't necessarily mean talent.
Right. Correct. Yeah. Has to be like a common median, at least in my opinion.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, guess we'll see what kind of backlash. I think you said you're going back to go watch the other video.
Yeah.
So the female, she's nobody like a notoriety or anything like that.
Just an IG model, but you know, them like in my case, they a dime a dozen. She wasn't like one of the top tier IG models in my opinion. That was like the
Okay.
first time I ever heard of her. I don't follow her, you know what I'm saying? You know how me Flag got be we be all following
Yeah.
Adam Jones. I ain't never seen her.
Right. Okay. Yeah. To me, I really don't be following like a lot of them.
Yeah.
A few of them here and there, but yeah, these chicks do be super bad though.
Yeah, that's how I was. So I wasn't following like any of them for real.
Mm-hmm.
And I little head. I'm like, damn, you didn't get in your algorithm, and then you look at the explore page. I might go search. Oh yeah, look at pictures of Jordan 11s coming out, and then the first thing you see on the explore page is like, damn. All right, I can follow this jump, and then Flag Guy send you a few jump like, God damn, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
That's
after a
his
while, I was
thing.
like, fuck it.
That's his thing. He gets in one of them things too, like almost every day, almost.
Yeah, it be
Yeah.
some baddies, man. It be some baddies.
Mm-hmm. So, what else you have on the list as far as like the noms?
And the last thing about this non-sports is like something I wanted to talk about last week, and I
Okay.
see like there's a new development in it was the whole Michigan school shooting incident and shit, and then how
Right.
like that was like kind of a wild, nasty situation, you know, with like I'm seeing like videos that people knew ahead of time,
Oh
and
wow.
yeah, and I think this is why it comes down that the survivors from that shooting, their families are suing the school district and the employees for $100 million.
Mm.
Cause I wish I had the video so I can review it and I can spit off the facts, but
Mm-hmm.
I seen like a TikTok video where it was like numerous instances where they knew it was something off with this kid. You know, like little drawings with like cryptic, demonic type shit on the drawings and shit, and bullets and shit,
Okay.
and then kids, like I said, some of the kids kind of knew. Some kids stayed home, and he done changed his profile on IG saying today is the day, and left comments on YouTube saying, "Oh, this is the gun I'm going to use" and shit like that. And like I
Oh.
said, like the school district was like recommending like counseling and shit like that. And I think even his parents knew what he was going to do. You know what I'm saying? So I hope they get like the highest penalty, jail penalty, or whatever,
Yeah, because they got arrested,
money.
didn't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they knew about it. They knew
Right.
he might have been up to something because it
Yeah.
was like they showed like text message threads between them two saying no, don't do it, but he was already in motion. You know what I'm saying? So it was
Yeah.
just a nasty situation. And prayers out to the families of the victims and
Yeah. If they didn't,
whoever had to deal with that.
if once, even if it was in emotion, if they didn't take any actions as far as like calling the police or the proper authorities, well, it should. It sounds like based off the new developments you're saying, it's going to be pretty easy to know that somebody knew something. So that school district's probably going to be out of 100 million.
Yeah.
Um, sad. That's sad ordeal. And I don't. What you think it is? Like you don't. You see the signs, but you maybe just don't think the person's really going to do it or something. What do you think?
Right. Yeah, like negligence, like just thinking, oh, it can't happen to me. It won't happen here. This, you know what I'm
Right,
saying? This is a normal school. Nothing never really happens here. It won't happen here. Nah, man, you gotta take those signs. You never know. Better be safe than sorry. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Get that kid like from them drawings and stuff I seen. Like that guy needed like help. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't get it in time or didn't get enough of it. You know what I'm saying? To maybe prevent this.
yeah. That's so sad. That's definitely sad. Um, definitely praying for those families. I know money doesn't compensate the loss of a child, but they'll definitely be well off. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, that's that's crazy. If they knew about it, then you might as. I'm not. I don't know what the laws is as far as like charging the parents, like when it comes to the murders. You know what I'm saying? But they should receive some hefty punishments.
Yeah, that's like an open and shut case right there. Like it's a little bit more fucked up than you not taking care of your concealing your weapon right.
Right.
Them Bambas knew he wanted to do this shit. Then they didn't get the proper help. They should definitely really, really go down for that shit.
Facts. Yeah. Definitely, definitely crazy. Um, I guess on my end, as far as like the non-sports things, it was just a little tidbits in the music world, nothing too crazy or whatever. But tonight the Kanye and Drake concert,
Okay.
so it's gonna be streaming. I forgot what it's gonna be streaming on, but it's gonna be free for everybody. The Free Larry Hoover concert. This is to raise money in order to hopes of freeing drug kingpin legend Larry Hoover. Um, I forgot how long he's been locked up, but he's been locked up pretty much probably the majority of our lives. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How old is Larry? I think he's like pretty much been locked up the whole time. Larry Hoover. How old is Larry Hoover? He's like probably like 40 some years. 40
Yeah,
some years old now or something.
yeah, Junior.
Yeah.
Yeah, something up there. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been like maybe like 45, 47 years, some shit like that.
Yeah. So definitely, you tuning into that?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Like it probably would be cool, but I'm not gonna lie. Like I be some of the verses I don't ever tune into and shit like that. You know what I'm
Yeah, yeah, me either. Me either. Me either. I catch clips here and there, but
saying?
yeah, I already said like for me, after the Dipset versus Fox thing, it would have to be somebody. I think Jay-Z and Beyonce probably the only two that could pull me to watch a whole nother verses again.
Yeah.
Like Cameron's, that's like one of my favorite artists. So yeah, I'm not gonna really go down from there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um Also, we kind of discussed a long time ago on here about them being in cahoots with each other. So, can we confirm that this was always the plan, or
I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh, and I just looked it up. It's gonna be streaming on Amazon.
Amazon Prime? Yeah, got you. Something else that I think too, though. Well, I
Yeah,
mean, Prime
I'm
Video, but
surprised it's not streaming on Apple. I know Apple always used to always get always all Kanye other shit, like all that Donda shit.
yeah, okay, yeah. Well, maybe I guess because maybe everybody don't got, I don't know, easy access to Amazon or something.
Yeah. Well, they just
Yeah.
paid that bag for that content.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true too. And then with them two involved, and I'm quite sure it's going to be plenty of other artists involved. It's a hefty bag,
Mm-hmm.
probably. But yeah, you don't think this been in the workings all along, man?
I don't know, man. Like, cause their relationship is so goddamn weird. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. I ain't whether it's confirmed or not. I kind of had a hunch like this, some shit like this was gonna happen. That's how this when it comes to this music shit. Like for me, I hate to say this statement, but unless niggas die, bro, like the beef shit be like fake as hell for real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like this shit be just ploys to sell records and getting, and especially like this ain't Kanye first time doing nothing like this too. He did this with 50 Cent back in the day. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just be skeptical when it comes to certain artists. Every time I think what was it when Joe Budden was beefing with who was it? Was it Eminem? I think.
Joe Budden be beef with everybody.
Yeah, he was making. I think Eminem had dissed him or something in the song, and Joe Budden was telling them to like wait till he finished his run with his album, and then diss him, so he know you really dissing him instead of like just trying to gain traction to sell records and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that's what a lot. I feel like that's what a lot of artists be doing. Like niggas be magically beefing when it's time to drop an album.
Yeah.
like that. I don't know. like so, yeah. I just be super skeptical when it comes to stuff like that. I be feeling like that shit be
Yeah. I
weird.
definitely feel you.
Yeah, but also tonight midnight, which I guess technically is Friday tomorrow. The new, last podcast we talked about the Juice World documentary. We're getting the new Juice World album, and I am excited for this. I want to hear it. Wasn't a big Juice World fan when he was alive, but when he died, checked out a couple songs. Oh yeah, cool little music. You know what I'm saying?
True.
And what about you?
I may give it a listen. Like you said, I wasn't nothing against him, but he just didn't draw me in right away. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Maybe he could have drawn me in later on. Like I said, I respect his music shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like his ability to freestyle like that, like that's a lost and forgotten art that people don't really truly do these days.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely always respected for him. But I don't know, it just didn't draw me in yet. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, maybe I'm different. Like I like that one song he had, that viral hit that he sampled Sting. That shit was fire, but nothing else like really drew me in and shit.
Yeah, it's a couple songs. I like, I get into these little modes or moods or whatever, and I like hearing them little like them soft melody songs
Mm-hmm.
where they just be kind of just be vibing on the beat, talking about life and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like nothing too like complex or lyrical or nothing like that, but just something since you could be mellow and relaxed too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I do. Like that's why I make like certain playlists and shit for those
Right.
moods and shit.
Right. And he's
And
definitely got a couple of songs in that kind of playlist. Go ahead.
yeah, and I'm about to say that like you just reminded me. I had started a playlist like that, but I wasn't coming across enough music that I like that like hit
Mm-hmm.
that filling chord for me to add it to
Okay.
the playlist and shit.
Okay.
You know
Gotcha.
what I'm saying? That just reminded me and shit.
Yeah. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And then that's all I pretty much have. Everything else falls into the sports world. So you wanna I know you had the boxing. You wanna get into that?
Yeah, we could. I ain't the biggest boxing fan. I just brought it up there just a reminder. You know what I'm saying? Shit to talk about. But
Mm-hmm.
Tank Davis had a fight this last weekend.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not the biggest boxing fan. Who you fought? Some Spanish guy.
Yeah, I forget his name.
Yeah,
Yeah, I forgot his name, but he ended up winning. Um, fractured his hand.
yeah. I said at the end of the fight and shit. It was his left hand. He
Mm-hmm.
wasn't using that shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's what like I don't know. That shit seemed like so I'm watching it illegally. You know what I'm saying? So I'm watching it through TikTok and shit like that. So I might have missed some shit, but it seemed like I ain't saying Tank lost, but like
a lot
it
of people,
seemed closer than what the shit.
a lot of people feel like he did lose though. I will.
That's why I wanted to talk about it too, because it seemed like he was getting his ass tagged the fuck up. But like I said, I probably missed some of the other rounds that he might have won. You know what I'm saying? You win majority of the rounds, you'll win the fight and shit.
Right.
Like barring any like complete knockout and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Isaac Cruz is who we fought, by the way.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, look at that. A lot of people did feel like he lost the fight. I watched it. I didn't watch it live because I fell asleep that night, but I watched it the next morning. And to me, I just feel like we say this all the time. You kind of got to whoop the champion
yeah, right,
to beat the champion. Anything that seems like a tie or anything that nah, he kind of won, but it wasn't convincing. I kind of feel like they always just side with the champion. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. Definitely one of the questions I wanted to ask you and shit. I know you a little bit more in the boxing than I am and shit.
Yeah, so it's why like a lot of people feel like boxing be rigged and all that too.
Yeah.
Because if you win, you win. It shouldn't, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he did win by unanimous decision, which that's what people was like up in arms about. Because even if he did win,
Right.
it,
Yeah.
it can't be unanimous. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because that's why I'm looking with maybe my untrained eye. And I'm like, this nigga's getting tagged.
Right. And yeah, and then you say stuff like that, and it's like, nah, bro, you don't be crazy. You know what I'm
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like I'm thinking,
saying?
like maybe, like I'm thinking, because maybe it seemed like he had maybe the power punches.
Right.
Maybe Tank had more combo, landed more percentage or some shit like that. Maybe that boosted the score up some shit. But I'm just looking, I'm just seeing Tank, especially them later rounds.
Yeah.
He's getting his ass tagged.
And yeah, like you just it's like for the champion, it's so smooth because it's like you just all you gotta do is basically survive,
Right.
and you good to go. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I see now.
Yeah, like you'll have to the champion getting knocked out or just get crushed every single round, where it's like no debate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Once it's a debate, niggas
Advantage
already.
goes champion.
Yeah, that shit like wrestling, man. Tie,
Right.
tie goes to the champion. Speaking of wrestling, I was gonna lead off with the Corey Graves thing, but breaking news as of this morning, Jeff Hardy, iconic Jeff Hardy, one half of the Hardy brothers, tag team extraordinaires, has been released from WWE. I guess this stems from a house show in which he seemed kind of sluggish and groggy. Later reported that people felt like he was intoxicated. Um, they sent him home for a few days. They called to check up on him, offered him a program of rehab. He denied, and shortly after he was released. Um, First and foremost, just want to say prayers out to Jeff Hardy, man. If this is a addiction, which I kind of think it is, because this is something that's been running on for years, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and first I want to say prayers to him, and if he wants to get the help, I know he's going to get the help. He probably just didn't want to be in WWE anymore anyway.
I was thinking that too, but I didn't want to. I don't know. I didn't want to be insensitive. Like this is it, bigger than, you know what I'm saying. That I just, you know what I'm saying. Not saying nothing wrong with you, but I just didn't want to say it.
Right. No, I feel like he's gonna. I feel like he knows he has to fight it. If it's an addiction, he knows he has to go to rehab.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I also feel like with his brother over there at AEW doing a lot of things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I kind of felt like he been wanted to find a lane over there, and this was the window that he could take to get there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you killing two birds with one stone, essentially.
Sure.
The other thing I want to say is, he's been, through rehab before, and he's beaten this addiction before. How do you think that these storylines where they make you portray like your faulty self and your downward spiral self, do you think that acting that out subconsciously like brings you back to that addiction after a while?
It may. I can see where it could. I just don't like it in general and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I just think like there's too much shit out there that you can do, like that you can creatively come up with. Unless that's just something the person just wants to do, but like often that we know that this is kind of thrust upon them and they gotta like live this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, I'm dealing with this shit in real life. Now I gotta deal with this shit at work.
Right.
I don't really like it. I don't really care for it. And then it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like kind of like the elephant in the room. Like fans are already today already know shit that wrestlers do in real life. And damn, I gotta like deal with this shit in front of like millions and
Mm-hmm.
thousands of people at the arena, and millions watching at homes. Like I don't know. I don't really like that shit.
Yeah, I don't like it either. I wouldn't put it past. Well, we're not going to put it past WWE because Vince McMahon has a extremely long track record of taking real life situations and making them play out in WWE. Like, remember when Matt Hardy was dating Lita, and then she cheated on him with Edge, and they started dating. Like that happened in real life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
And then they made it play out in a WWE storyline. You know what I mean?
yeah. That shit is just nasty.
Yeah. And then as far as like, I hate to bring this up, but yesterday was the anniversary or whatever. Like as far as like, insensitivity goes, the whole Owen Hart situation. Yesterday was the anniversary of that.
Okay.
22 years since he had a tragic falling from the rafters that cost him his life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they was, it was blood all over the ring and stuff like that. And they just kind of removed him from the ring and kept the pay-per-view going. While a lot of people were saying that they should have stopped it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, he definitely like, god damn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. And it ain't like he fell and went, and by the time he got to the hospital, he just didn't pull through. Like, nah, nigga died right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it ain't like you ain't know whether he was gonna make it or not. Like, a nigga just didn't make it. So that it's a track record of them, like, money comes first always.
Right. Yeah.
And if
Yeah,
they
we know that.
yeah, they running out of ideas, and then you somehow, some way. I wonder how he even catches wind of those situations. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah, but like shit like that, like it seems like we probably don't we not privy to too much, but like when you in that environment and shit,
Mm-hmm.
like niggas, it's certain people who know, like I'm like finding out like shit like me leaving Best Buy that like certain shit like certain people was messing with each other. I didn't know. I kept my fucking nose down and worked and shit. But there's
Right.
some people who just gossip and shit. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
So, you know, that shit spreads. That shit like be like high school. Like even though niggas be grown and shit,
Yeah.
like shit, like certain situations be like high school. Niggas just be childish as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is always, and you know, he got like lackeys, niggas who brown nose. So he probably done heard that shit. You know what I'm saying? And him, I
Mm-hmm.
think he's a nasty motherfucker anyway. So I think he done probably like leveraged his authority and, you know what I'm saying, had his way with some of them WWE divas and all that
Oh
shit.
yeah, of
So he
course, of
definitely in the
course.
middle of that shit, knowing shit.
Oh, yeah, of course, of course. Like that. Remember a while ago we was talking about that Dark Side of the Ring
Mm-hmm.
with all of them on the plane and stuff,
Yeah.
and they was how they was sexually harassing people, the females and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, this man he probably knew about all that type of stuff.
Yeah, he's with the shit, bro.
Yeah, yeah. Because now it might be one or two people in the crew that is just that out of control, but all those people not that out of control and comfortable with it,
Right, yeah.
without knowing that the head honcho be on the same shit, or he, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just, you know, WWE is going through some catastrophic changes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, one of those another situation popped up a couple days ago. Corey Graves, who is the Monday Night Raw heel color commentator, recently came under fire on Twitter about his thirsting on commentary for female wrestlers. And what's so funny about the situation is the female that they referring to was Carmella. And so he's making these, remarks about her beauty and body and stuff like that. And I guess one of a female had took to Twitter. I don't know who she is, but she, like I told you the other day, she had a verified little check. So I guess she's of some notoriety somewhere. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And she was making comments about how Corey Graves is like thirsty and borderline sexual harassment over the microphone, and somebody watching the program shouldn't have to listen to this and that. And she's talking like it's really him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then he's coming on there saying that if you can't distinguish a character versus real life, then you don't need to be watching or doing journalism. I think she was a journalist, matter of fact. I think that's what it was. You don't need to be participating in journalism. You got a lot to learn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then it was just like a lot of people going back and forth on it. And how do you feel about this, bro?
Like you said, he said it a lot. He said it correct. Like, I don't want to like completely say that Corey Graves isn't something, I don't know, but
Right.
on the screen cursor, that's just something that WWE does. Like, started with may not even started with, but we know Jim Lawler was like one of the famous ones who used to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Different times back there, so like a lot of shit flew that he said it probably wouldn't be nowhere near appropriate today. But I don't know. That's just like one of the like kind of the staple characters that they have. They have like the cowardly commentator guy who gets picked on, and then you have the guy who lusts over the beautiful WWE women superstars and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like how you said, ironically, he's talking about Carmella, and I believe he's like talking to Carmella.
They're
in some
engaged.
capacity. Yeah, okay, they're engaged.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's fucking hyping up his wife. So the fuck what? Like that's like the problem I have with like the cancel culture type shit. Like, people don't even know the half of something and then get a tidbit of it and then go full throttle and want to cancel someone and shit.
Right.
That should be like super fucking corny and shit.
Super duper corny. If you don't know what wrestling is, if you've gone through years of life and you don't have like as a ounce of information of what wrestling is, and you think that's something real, then one, shout out to WWE for getting over on people and have people believing it's real. I mean, we were there once, but as kids, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to them if they out here fooling grown adults, journalists, and all that with a real product. I guess don't look real to us, but to each his own. And come on, just you're a journalist. Read up on it. Do something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you're supposed to do some type of investigating and research and shit, right?
Right. Like, and then if it's not like he just be, oh, look at her titties or look at her ass. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, yeah, it ain't like he just like, I don't know. Oh, you just.
But that's the point now, right? Like that, how she acts. That's why, like, it's so tough to give like women you don't know compliments and shit like that.
Right.
Like, I hold my tongue so much, but I see like certain women who have like a feature or something I like a fucking hair. Like, I love fucking dreads, so I see like yesterday I was helping me and my mom we went half and got her a mattress, and fucking one of the ladies who was like scheduling the fucking the delivery and shit and bringing us up, she had like some nice little blonde dreads and shit. And I wanted to say something, but I was like, nah, people take shit weird these days and shit. Think I might want to fucking holler and all that shit. And it's just more trouble, not just to like keep it to myself.
Right. Better, like you said earlier, better safe than sorry.
Right.
And then with all these funny like laws and all that stuff, next thing you know, you getting sued for some shit.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So definitely, I'm a fan of Corey Graves. I think he does a good job as commentary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this,
He's no Pat McAfee, but he's all right.
he was probably like the second best. Pat McAfee probably the best commentator. He probably second best.
Yes.
Yeah. So speaking of the best, we slide down from the main roster to NXT. No, you know what? Before we even go down to the NXT, one more tidbit. I didn't write this down, but since we was talking about it, it just kind of dawned in my head. Um, I guess it was Dave Meltzer. I think that's the dude, one of the little fake sources and all that.
Yeah, for WWE shit, yeah, Dave Meltzer.
Reported, and I really don't be like listening to these niggas because these niggas be wrong half the time. But this one seems to make sense more than it doesn't. Reported that, and we talked about this too as well. Matter of fact, Kevin Owens is on his way out of WWE. It's expected that either this pay-per-view that's coming up day one or shortly right after day one will be one of his last appearances in WWE. Said he was inserted into the match to eat the pin. But they also, and we talked about this a bunch of times too, because obviously it's a formula. When somebody's getting ready to like be up for a contract or get threatening to leave or something, they magically, get pushed to the main event scene. He's no different. He's been chasing this WWE championship the last couple of weeks. Now it'll be a triple threat match between him, Seth Rollins, and WWE champion. And a lot of people are expecting him to take the pin so they can keep the other two going strong. Because I hear that their feud is supposed to last a little while, I guess. And how do you feel about this? Are you ready to see KO go?
Yeah, I want what's best for KO, man. I'm a huge Kevin Owens fan. Remember, like when I first said, like I said, first started getting back into wrestling in NXT, and he was like one of the names shortly after I got into NXT, who was rumored to come along. And I think he was like one of the people that was like kept being in that creative community pot that you could download for WWE 2K, whatever that was. So I looked him up, and on first glance, he doesn't look like that much fat white guy. Shit, kind of reminds me of my fucking manager at Best Buy. Shout out to Brian. And but like the stuff I started watching on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Because he was going by Kevin Steen before
right
coming over to WWE, and I'm looking at this shit, and this guy just doesn't. He's doing amazing shit in these little compilations and shit. I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's why like I fell in love with NXT, and then I'm just happy for him. So the WWE isn't using him right, and he seems to have like a good relationship with like the Young Bucks and all that. Mount Rushmore group. I wouldn't be mad at it. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? They're not getting used over here. I'd rather him go over there and prosper and be used right. And that's like another, like a dream thing. You know what I'm saying? Imagine him on the mic versus CM Punk and or MJF. You know what I'm saying? That's good content right there, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can't wait. Yeah, he definitely, and I know we said this a few times, but man, shout out to AEW for just being there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like just giving another platform for people to not have to depend on WWE anymore.
Right.
It's just it's just so like relaxing to see like there's just an alternative.
Yeah, and good for the wrestlers too. They don't feel hell bent to sign back there. While they might get an exorbitant amount of money, but like money isn't everything to some people. Some people might take less to have a better career. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, and I would definitely be one of those people. And then AEW gives you the freedoms that WWE didn't. So even if you do sign for less, you can make incentives for yourself. Like you could do Twitch over in AEW. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you can if you want to for the indie darlings that love that shit, you can go to New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Right. Pay but another check there. And shit.
Yeah.
And like say you got more freedom, so that way, you know what I'm saying, it's more on you if you're a great mind like a Braun Strowman or Kevin Owens or a Bray Wyatt,
Right.
if you can build a brand and look where you can take it, like it's no limits in 2021. You could do movies, you can merch, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Versus WWE, you can't get over because you're constantly losing the fucking Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins or whoever. You can't build no fucking traction. You know what I'm saying? You got more control. You can do whatever. Sky's the limit. AEW and shit.
Mm-hmm. And that's like I couldn't have said it better myself. It's like WWE, you have to be champion.
Right.
AEW, you don't even have to be champion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you could really just, like you said, that freedom, and you can see it. You can see it too because it's like everybody AEW. We watch it. Everybody looks so comfortable.
And
You,
so they got better work schedules too. That's what I was trying to tell Knight. Like Knight was like, man, I ain't seen these guys in a while. I'm like, bro, AEW got so many motherfuckers.
yeah.
Like they don't have to be like a WWE and you got to work all a whole bunch of fucking house shows and be on every SmackDown and shit. You know what I'm saying? Every Raw, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? You can rotate.
they definitely rotate. Like you
You can
see,
go visit your family, relax and shit.
mm-hmm. And that's exactly how it should be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And WWE had the means to do that. They just prefer not to.
Right. It's just the whole thing come back to they just money hungry and shit.
All
So
right.
like you're fucking hot. Oh yeah, we're gonna use you. Or you're a fucking person, a jobber. We're gonna job you the fuck out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Or if you pop at the wrong time, then they're gonna use you to feed you to one of the champs. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
Like damn, such and such job like over. Yeah, maybe they need to run, man. But nope, you'll just get ate up by Roman. I guess they've been kind of more lenient on the Raw side because the championship has changed hands quite a few times this year on Raw
Yeah.
from Big
And that's the only
E.
reason why, because like Roman's that guy. He's their guy. They
Yeah,
finally got him over. And like I said, I ain't mad at it because like Roman's doing a good job and shit. So I don't mind him having the belt right now.
right.
But yeah, them motherfuckers, man.
Yeah, Raw's been pretty much between Big E, Bobby Lashley, The Miz. Uh, who had it?
True.
Yeah, Drew McIntyre this year.
But I don't know why. I don't know why they took it off. I don't know. Maybe they just wanted to give Big E a look. I was about to say Bobby was doing pretty good too. Like
Awesome.
the whole MVP thing. I think
Yep.
it'd have been better if they had the whole crew together. Hurt business.
And they brought them back together for a couple weeks. But again, haven't seen them. But I haven't seen Bobby. He hasn't been super active ever since he lost the championship. Technically,
True.
yeah, he had that match against Goldberg, and he's been like part time in it on.
Yeah.
With guys like that, it's like it's complicated because if he's not a champion, what the hell do you do with him?
Right. Exactly. I'm like, well, like, what else are you gonna do? Fight for the fucking U.S. title and shit?
right. Hell nah. Like, and he just got out the championship picture, so it's like unless you give him the Drew McIntyre little thing where he just kept getting shot after shot after, you know what
Man,
I'm
God no, please no. That
saying?
shit.
Randy Orton was also had a slight run as champion too. That was like late last year or whatever. But yeah, Raw's been rotating that championship around. So expect Big E to have it for a few months, and then maybe Royal Rumble or something like that.
Put that
Um,
thing back on Seth Money Rollins, man.
yeah, it's been about 3 years since he had a championship, or at least almost two. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
he's about due. Go ahead, throw him at the top. Give us Seth and Roman at WrestleMania, man. Well, they're probably gonna give us Roman and Brock, but who knows? But now we can head to NXT, and very emotional week, man. We had the War Games pay per view, which was this past Sunday. And a lot of people feel like it was the end of an era. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Obviously NXT is the NXT 2.0 now. They're trying to incorporate fresh new faces, young bucks. Oh, did you see the first official class drafted from the little program that they created for college?
Oh yeah, I was thinking about that too. We was talking about something and shit. Yeah, I seen
Mm-hmm.
like a few offensive linemen and shit. I think they
Yeah,
had like 15 people or some shit like that.
yeah, 15. Yep. So I don't know what the process is. Do you just go to the performance center and then maybe you come in NXT? So we'll see how that works. How you feeling about that, man?
I'm feeling good about it, man. Like you said,
Yeah.
can't wait to see. You know what I'm saying? How they through this process. Like you said, they definitely gonna have to go to the performance center, learn the WWE way of wrestling. Some of these people never wrestled before, probably, so
Right.
you gotta learn how to wrestle in general. You know what I'm saying? Go through the promo classes and other stuff like that. Learn how to take bumps and protect your people while you're in the ring. And then yeah, and if you make the cuts of that, then you come up to NXT and shit.
Hmm. And then from there, may the power be with you.
Yeah.
So reportedly, it's looking like two NXT superstars are leaving the company. Um, Kyle O'Reilly, who was a part of the Undisputed Era with Adam Cole, who's in AEW, Bobby Fish, who's in AEW, and Roderick Strong, who is what's that, cruiserweight, right?
Yeah.
Cruiserweight champion in NXT. Um, Set to leave the company, and a lot of people feel like he's headed towards AEW. Um, I don't know if you caught the tweet, but I just seen somebody repost it earlier where he was saying, "This isn't goodbye for now. It's just smell you later." You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I
So
didn't see that.
yeah, so maybe I mean, unless he's just taking a break, he could be just taking some time off. You know what I mean? Um, Johnny Gargano, Johnny Wrestling, who cut an emotional promo and then was attacked right after it. That's NXT. That's WWE for you. Um, States that he'll also be taking some time off. His wife Candice LeRae is pregnant. Baby's due in February. Says he might pop up here and there. Maybe he doesn't know what his future holds, but a lot of people also speculating that he's going to be leaving the company. You think both of these guys are leaving? One or the other? What do you think is the future for these two NXT superstars?
I think Cal is definitely gone.
Think so?
100%. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, he's gone. Um, I ain't nothing against him. I can see Vince and crew. They probably don't value him, so he's gone. And Gargano, I thought would be gone too, even though he's like super. They're both super amazing talents.
Mhm.
But I don't know that program. Like you said, they don't really do that. Like they ain't like Cal ain't do shit like that. You know what I'm
He got jobbed out. He did
saying?
get jobbed out, which was yeah. That's more so what they do when you're leaving.
Yeah, like holding because he went over the 10 o'clock mark or whatever to
Right.
go off and shit. So I don't know. That kind of has me conflicted that he may be still with WWE in some type of capacity and shit.
Okay. Yeah. So who knows? Maybe as a main roster, maybe as a trainer or something.
Yeah. Uh. Yeah. I don't know, man.
Yeah. I guess because the NXT structure is so different. You only get to sit for 30 days, and then you know now you just free versus like the 90 days, and then I guess because you were so over, they can't just give you Well, that's not true because Wichicon was super over and they was tearing him up when he was about to leave. Dean, remember Dean Ambrose?
Yeah.
Now they had that nigga jobbing for like 3 months, 4 months straight, man. Like, like that man was getting whooped on, bro. Like, man. But yeah, I don't know because, like I said, this era NXT, I'm more so into. The Undisputed Era, I was catching glimpses of, so I don't know. Like I can't get a feel for these two guys. You would know more than me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm. If Kyle O'Reilly does leave, obviously I do want him to go to AEW because Undisputed is slowly rebuilding themselves over there. I can see it now. The Undisputed Elite. You know what I'm saying?
Have a group within a group and shit.
um, definitely looking to see what the future holds. Those two guys, if they do go to AEW, I mean, how many people can AEW sign? You know, it's a reserve seat for probably Braun. You know, it's a reserve seat for Bray. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, shit. I mean, you just now. I think they probably can still sign a few more. I think now they just gotta be more selective and shit. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And like I said, we don't know the inner workings of it. Even though some niggas might show up there, we don't know what type of contract because these niggas work different and shit.
Yeah. They bring niggas in. Yeah, we could bring you in for a month. You know what I'm saying?
Right? Yeah. Like we thought them niggas unsigned like Zack Ryder. That nigga showed up for like maybe like 1 or 2 shows or some shit.
All right, went to the little DWC or whatever. So yeah, that's true too. So yeah, definitely look forward to seeing what the future holds. Even though it seems like we might have to wait a while for Johnny Gargano.
Yeah, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Get life right back together with the wifey. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
he said that's like his first kid, right?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah.
Um. So I also didn't write this down, but this is also a tidbit. Tony Khan was on a podcast recently, I think yesterday, and on the podcast he said that as much as AEW and WWE are kind of rivals, he says he has been in contact with them for certain situations and they show him the utmost respect and he does the same to them. He said that WWE was working on several documentaries and want to include stars from WWE's past that are currently in AEW and reached out to AEW and Tony Khan to receive permission and other framework to make the interviews for the documentaries happen. So I got two questions for you, right?
Okay.
First question is, are you surprised that they are super cordial with each other? I mean, I guess given that Chris Jericho did go on the Stone Cold Jones. And then part two is, do you think that the slight camaraderie going back and forth with these slight collaborations could eventually, no timetable or nothing, but could eventually lead to talent showing up on each other's shows?
Um, one doesn't surprise me. No.
Okay.
And I would say, when I found out like that the iPhone has Samsung parts in it,
Right,
shit
right.
like that, nothing surprises me anymore. And shit, you know what I'm saying? When I found that shit out like a while ago, and like how you say, like some of these guys probably manufacture the beef and all that for ratings and shit too. You know what I'm saying? Not saying they did it or whatever. The fans do it.
I might
They
have.
might ride with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I might have, yeah.
Yeah. So no, I'm not surprised about that shit. And them having a working relationship, it would have to be once Vince is no longer a part of the company. If it was to happen, I wouldn't I wouldn't be too shocked or whatever. Like if they like was like to sell the company, like how they people been talking, maybe somebody else might have a better mind and be more willing to do it. But if Vince is there, I don't see Vince doing it and shit.
Okay.
What about you?
Um, yeah, I definitely think Vince is probably the the stone wall that's keeping this from happening. Because if I remember correctly, when they had asked Triple H about it, he said that they was open for business, which indicates that he wants to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Vince probably put a quick end to that, and now Triple H isn't even running NXT anymore, which is crazy. You think? Well, now that I say that, you think that had anything to do with it?
Nah, nah.
Yeah, I
I
just
just
want.
I just think like who we talked about it before. I just think that like how certain companies are like I deal with this shit at Best Buy. Like managers and overseers are just ridiculous with their expectations.
Okay.
And like having NXT on TV going against AEW and losing in ratings, I just think they overreacted. And you know what I'm saying? Why are you thinking like your development league or whatever, your C squad is going to go head to head with their A squad? And I
Right.
think that's what, you know what I'm saying, just automatic. I mean, probably maybe a few other things, you know what I'm saying, made Vince take over NXT and shit. I don't think it was just the whole him wanting to work together and shit.
Okay. Yeah. So then that'll work.
Oh, that's another thing I was gonna say too is like, because like even if they were to do it, I think that's what like it would come down to like when they even had the discussions and shit. And you know how Vince is with his people. He not gonna want none of his people taking the fall, taking the pin. You know what I'm saying? Say if it was to be like their AEW's top star,
Right.
Kenny Omega versus fucking Roman. He not gonna want Roman to take no fucking pin.
Right. Right. And yeah, that it is gonna be a lot of ego and pride and stuff involved.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Oh, well, just hopefully we see a little crossover. Hopefully, I guess because ain't no telling what the future holds for AEW. As more stars come in and more stars grow, you have the MJFs. Um, you have like the Britt Bakers. You know, I feel like from last night, with Team Taz, Ricky Starks. I've been saying this for a while. I feel like he's going to be like one of the top heels in the company as well. Eventually, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Nice to see that he was back because he had a serious neck problem. He has had like a couple of serious injuries though, so that is a concern. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if he can stay healthy, I think they say he was supposed to be gone for a few months, but he came back rather quickly, so that is a good thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, man, because we missed that shit back in the day, and I thought we were going to get it. You know what I'm saying? Young and naive when you kept seeing DX invade WCW
Right?
premises and shit. Thought we might get something. You know what I'm saying? But nah.
Do you think anybody's bold enough to do that nowadays?
I think people would be bold enough, but I just don't think niggas will let it happen and shit.
Yeah.
Like nobody. It took Eric Bischoff to be innovative to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like WWE probably isn't going to do that shit to AEW. And if AEW, I think they would be more ambitious to do it, but I don't think WWE will let the shit happen. You know what I'm saying?
And get remove niggas from the premises and all that.
Right. Legal action, take the video, and don't, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, because I was thinking, I was like, DX, those are the perfect characters to do something like that. WWE doesn't have a group like that at the moment,
Right. You know what I'm
and you could
saying?
easily send like the Young Bucks and Adam Cole and them.
Right.
Like that,
Shit. MJF. They got
yeah,
some
they got
motherfuckers you could, you
multiple
know what I'm saying?
team Taz and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
all their heels pretty much fit the persona of doing something like that. Like
And it,
WWE has like most of their top heels are like majestic powerhouse heels. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. And I'm about to say, in the storyline shit, they probably could make it make sense, even though, like, a lot of the people, since they have so many WWE people, they can like work something like that way, even though those people from WWE are, you said they moved on and shit. You know what I'm saying? They
Right.
not even thinking about it, but like they got like WWE women and WWE men who can like be mad and invade and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Off some storyline shit. But like, yeah, they definitely have, you know what I'm saying, the resources and people to do it. But I don't think WWE will let that shit happen.
Right. That would be a crazy. I know that would be a money making storyline.
I know, man. That is the same thing I thought back in the day. Especially like, looking back on it once I got like a little bit older.
Mm-hmm.
Like, could you imagine the dream matchups and shit when people were still younger? The Sting versus Undertaker, DX versus NWO. Like, come on, bro.
Facts, super facts. When you get the we had to put what Goldberg versus like Stone Cold.
Some shit, yeah. Like, come
Yeah,
on, bro. Those matchups, bro.
yeah, and definitely, definitely wow. Could have had like Bret Hart versus The Rock and all of that.
Right. Like
Mhm.
niggas dropped the ball, bro. I would imagine who DDP would have matched up against.
Right.
That shit
Yeah.
could have been. That could have been
Yeah.
like a 2 day pay per view type shit, or a big ass WrestleMania type joint. Where that joint start
Hmm.
super early and then end super fucking late and shit.
Facts.
The
And
night like how fucking URL got the night of main events.
oh
That'd have been,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Yeah. That super fire. Well, we're gonna hold out hope though. Maybe. You know what I'm
That's some shit they could have paid $56 for.
saying? Facts. Facts. Super facts.
Yeah, everybody in their prime, and then just like I said, a night of main events and shit, bro.
Hmm. Super fire. And that's why I'm like, damn, I know AEW gonna be, all right down the line, but some of these niggas like, the Kenny Omegas, and he like what 38, 39.
Mm-hmm.
So, you don't want to wait like another 5 years from now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um, I don't know. I don't even know how old the Young Bucks is. I know Adam Cole is rather young though. You know what I mean? Um,
Kenny Omega 38. Yeah.
yeah, okay. So yeah, I know Adam Cole is probably like mid to lower 30s. Or I don't know, maybe. I don't know.
The Young Bucks like 30, 30, 32.
30. Okay, cool. So they're at a good age. If they bring in like a Bray who's 34, that's a good age. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Then you have like the MJFs, what 23, 24, something like that.
Adam Cole 32.
Yeah, okay. So yeah. They'll be good to go. You know what I mean? Um,
MJF 25.
yeah. Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's because his birthday was the other day and shit. Yeah, so they got the young bucks in place. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So they're the Sammy Guevara's and all of that type of stuff.
Right.
Um, but just kind of want to see like the ones that's already like the Kenny Omegas, the Miros. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But yeah. So I know this is big news to me. I don't know how you feel about this because I know you like Madden, but let's see. So EA Sports, after all the clearances, the settlements in court, all the proceedings, the dust has settled. It is time to welcome back NCAA football, the video game. And they are aiming for a 2023 summer return. Now, I was a huge fan of NCAA football. It actually was a couple of years where I liked it more than the Madden. Um, still would get both, but definitely a nice change in football as far as like the accessories of the game, the loud college stadiums, the abundance of teams to choose from, the colorful uniforms, overall atmosphere. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about us finally getting the football game back.
Oh man, I'm a huge. I was a huge NCAA fan, man. Like to
Mm-hmm.
the point where I got this guy still on my friend list to this day, is because he was a guy who, if you get NCAA, you go to his name and you can get the names for the roster and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh wow.
So like same way I used to get NCAA every year. You know what I'm saying? Play that joint like crazy. Um, Play like a career, import my person over to Madden. You know what I'm saying? Before Mutt and online was like really a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I used to play that shit like crazy. So I was definitely a huge NCAA fan. They were like super innovative. Like they had like a lot of the features before Madden, like shaking the screen and that messing up the routes and all that type of shit. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You know,
Right.
really feel it, the environment and shit like that. But like most things, the way people play it kind of drew me away from it. I stopped playing it more and more because going online, you know, people just got hip to it. I think it was around that Mike Vick era. Everybody would just go to a college, find out who got the best roster with a fast quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, I got tired of that shit. You know what I'm saying? But definitely huge, and I think what kind of make me is not as excited for it is like it's been a long time coming for this shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
Man, it's
just
about
ready
about 10
for
years.
for it to really happen, and then okay, bet. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how games are these days, and that was already a saga. Like people have like been canceling shit out of games because of COVID and all that shit. What have you? Games have been delayed like crazy. So I'll just be happy when it happens.
Yeah, yeah, that's very true. And hopefully, because now that you say that, it is EA Sports. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I'm gonna hold out hope though. EA Sports seem to be waking up from the slumber because they a while ago, a little short while ago, promised us fans that a new fight night would be in the works.
Should
Um,
should never that jump should have been like a year round game, if not every 2 years or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
right, right. So I think they signed like a exclusive deal with UFC to produce a certain amount of UFC games, and I think we're coming up on the last game of the deal. Um, I probably get this to UFC just off the strength of it's going to be the last one, but I wasn't about to keep buying them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
But they got like different teams and shit. Like I don't know why the fuck they just couldn't release them jump. Like they
right,
should have been dissolved all that assets that you kept trying to put into fucking live and
right.
just move that over to fucking the fight night. And then you already have your FIFA, Madden teams, and your UFC teams and
Or
shit.
that
Just like what the fuck?
NASCAR and
Yeah. Like
golf and all that shit. The niggas be making hockey. Niggas still be making the
yeah.
hockey.
But my thing is like it's just that monopoly shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like they be
right.
wanting to come after shit that's already successful. Like they keep wanting to go after 2K. Like, but it's no market for a boxing game for real. So why don't you just dominate that shit instead? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Like get the dominate all this other shit that there ain't no market for. The hockeys, you gonna have maybe some slight competition with a baseball game. Um Dominate all that other shit, and then once you damn near built the castle up, then go do 2K. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I don't know. This shit, I know I say this a lot, but shit don't be seeming that hard, bro.
Hey, don't, bro. Niggas just be so fucking stubborn and egotistical and shit. Niggas
Yeah,
want to take down fucking 2K so bad.
yeah. Had your chance and putting out foolery and all
Shit the
that.
fucking bed. Fucking live got pushed back so many years, recalled and all that shit. Like that shit is a
Recall.
wrap. Yeah.
So yeah, definitely, definitely looking forward to a fight night and the NCAA. It's
Yep.
gonna it's
Yep.
gonna push me to finally get a new system, maybe. Um. So speaking of pushing, pushing and shoving and things of that nature, we meant to talk about this last week on the podcast, but it's still in the headline, so we're good to go. RG3, Robert Griffin III. has gave people a teaser to a new book that he wrote, which will be releasing late next year. So I don't know why he needs why such a big leeway to stop promoting it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, with details, it's called Surviving Washington. It's with details his time as a member of the Washington Redskins, now known as the Washington Football Team. Um, and some of the SERPs he names sexual harassment, among other things, which we know the team had gotten in trouble for. Says this book is going to be a tell-all book. Are you shocked about this? And what's your views on RG3 right now?
I'm a little bit shocked by it. Like it's kind of crazy, especially like the claims he has in a book like that. I'm like a little bit interested to see the details of what happened, but not really surprised. You know what I'm saying? When people exhaust all that, it means like he's bounced around the league a little bit, so
Mm-hmm.
might be a little bit desperate for some money. So
All right.
definitely coming out with the book.
Has definitely does commentary for what's that, Fox, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So you catch him, I believe it's Fox. It might be CBS though.
It's funny though, because like what's name called him out about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, you coming out with the books about Washington. You was just trying to come back to the football team or whatever.
Right.
Well, what's his name got hurt?
Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Posted a little picture. Yeah. And yeah, that would have been something, huh?
Yeah, people be weird, man.
Yeah, that's so now that you say
So
that, that
if you want to
definitely
come back into places you've been like sexual harassment and all that, like, it's kind of weird, bro.
is some money move.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a money move. RG. Hope you ain't squander everything, man. Um, are you getting the book?
Nah, I won't get the book.
Yeah, I'm not
But
gonna
I
get
don't
the
buy
book.
books and stuff anyway. But I definitely like look to hear all about the headlines and stuff like that. But I probably won't buy the book.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get the
But make
book.
sure y'all get my book, you know what I'm saying? Surviving Dallas, you know what I'm saying? Coming out next September, man.
And why do you think? Why do you think he had such a big window as far as like? Don't you think like promoting it this way early is it's gonna die down?
Yeah, unless he's gonna be like one of them people who just gonna keep popping up in the headlines and maybe give you a little bit more about the book, the reason why you should buy it or something like that.
I see this big window. By the time we get there, he probably done told her everything is it.
True, true.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know what goes into the production of books and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, yeah. Maybe the book's not even done or nothing. That's just they just got the paperwork signed and all that. You know what I
Yeah, he
mean?
got a cover drawn up and all that. Yeah, maybe he got to sit down with somebody who's gonna help him write it or write it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's dope. But the process of writing a book is dope. I'm not sure the book's gonna be dope. So speaking of like the NFL, we're quickly approaching the playoffs and all of that. Um, we don't have to go over like a bunch of the games and stuff like that. But how do you feel about New York Chiefs fan? So one, how do you feel about the Chiefs? Um, I know Vegas. I forgot what it's called. The odds, the sports book or something like that.
hmm
Came out. What's today? Thursday. Came out Tuesday and said the new favorite by percentages wise to make the Super Bowl would be New England versus Tampa Bay.
Okay.
Um, Anybody that missed it, which I'm quite sure I don't think a lot of people did. New England beat Buffalo Monday Night Football to become the number one. Well, they was already number one seed in the AFC, but they just further solidified it a little bit, at least at the moment. 14-10 and making headlines because Big Mac Jones only attempted 3 passes the entire night.
Wow.
They racked up over 200 yards rushing and just You know, you know how we say, you know how we normally talk about it a lot when we watching basketball. You know how we be watching basketball and we say stuff like, you know, niggas be crying too much and just like go get a bucket and all that.
Yeah.
This is what I be talking about. This is lining up. You know what we're gonna do. We're just gonna be better than you. That's how I want to see my team play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like you can incorporate the cute stuff here and there, the trick plays and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, don't let that be the foundation. It's a bunch of gimmicks. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I'm with you.
Yeah, like that's for Buffalo to be like one of the NFL's best teams, and you know what they're gonna do, and you had no answer for it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Albeit
Especially for them not to be like no powerhouse running team to give up 200 yards. It's crazy. And
right,
like you was going against Derrick Henry or Chubb or something like that.
right. Like one of the youngest, the nigga that on the first drive broke the 65-yard. He's a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
From the fourth round. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's what I want to see. But how do you feel about the Chiefs so far? And then what do you feel about this Tampa Bay versus New England matchup that's projected to happen in the Super Bowl?
I feel about the Chiefs. Chiefs, I'm pleasantly surprised by the defense.
Mm-hmm.
Offense let me down. Team overall is kind of letting me down. You know what I'm saying? After comparing the last two Super Bowls, you know you got high expectations for the team, and I'm not too mad about the odds or whatever. Like we haven't done what we are supposed to do to be projected in there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I ain't mad at that. Hopefully they use that as motivation to get right. You know what I'm saying? Because if the defense plays like this and the offense can start to click, could be scary. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
let everybody worry about them, and let's just sneak into the playoffs. And you know what I'm saying? And hopefully we can win something.
Well, what's that? 8-4, nine
Yeah.
and four. Oh, I'm about to
Nah, I think we're
say
like 8-4, 7-4, something like that.
okay. Yeah,
Ain't
like
got 9.
definitely not sneaking into the playoffs with that
Hey,
kind of.
if we not the favorites, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm constantly saying like headlines, you know, when you watch like the herd, undisputed and first take,
Mm-hmm.
like even though we're like on a 5-game win streak, people still aren't sold on us yet. Wild as that might seem. And I agree with it. Like I said, like we've been having like some ugly wins.
Okay.
And but I'm not ashamed of ugly wins because you need that because that's what playoff football is about.
Right.
You're not gonna blow out everybody. You got to be able to hang tight in them tough games and overcome controversy, and you know what I'm saying, and
Right.
show some courage and some grit. So I ain't mad at it, but like I said, like we just like you know what I'm saying. We might can sneak in the playoffs and do something, man. Like we like what the fourth seed.
I'm not sure about that. We'll see how things play out. I might be like third, might be like second or third or something. But so let's just say that the Bucks and the Patriots do make the Super Bowl. Do you feel like this would be the most viewed Super Bowl in history?
I don't know. I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Nah, I think it'd probably be a little bit extra because of Belichick versus Brady, but I don't think it'd be because outside of Belichick, I don't know with like too much drawing power. You know what I'm saying? Patriots might have.
The goat of all coaches, the goat versus the
Yes, sir, outside
student.
of him. I said outside of
Yeah,
him. I don't know what else. Like you
yeah.
got like the Tom Brady, you got a high powered offense. Like not saying the Patriots aren't a good team, but they aren't exciting.
Right.
I don't think like your non casual fan would want to watch it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I kind of feel like they could draw up some drama to bring in the non-casuals. Everybody loves some good drama.
Okay.
You know, the riff in the relationship. You know that obviously I don't really think there is one, but you know, media media wise, that's what they're gonna say.
Yeah, I'm hip. Yeah, that's what I say. Yeah, yep.
Yeah,
Brady versus the Patriots and stuff like that.
yeah.
But I don't know if that's enough to make it the most viewed.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like it would. It would, and if not that, it'd probably be super up there. Yeah, two old guys just can't leave the league alone, man. Um, so as far as like basketball goes, we've been keeping track of Steph Curry, the quest to break Ray Allen's all-time 3-point record, which he's I think 7 shy. I think now.
Okay, I about to say I stopped watching once we left or whatever the party or whatever. I ain't go upstairs and finish watching this. I remember he was like around like 13 when I stopped watching.
Okay, yeah, I know. I know. Right before I left the party, he was down to like 9,
Okay.
and I think when I went upstairs, I was kind of groggy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I stopped paying attention. Crazy, crazy.
Yeah. So maybe, but yeah. So they have the 76ers on Saturday, and then the Madison Square Garden on Tuesday. That's the game you think that he's going to break the record. I think he's going to go off against the 76ers because they don't play good defense. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Keeping track of the Warriors in general has just been a feel good story, at least to me. You know what I mean? Obviously they're waiting for Klay Thompson to come back, but they still have the best record in the NBA. They're 21-4. Um, it it's a shout out to them in the development of those players because this is literally like the same team from last year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they weren't doing nowhere near this good last year. At least they didn't start off like this. Now they did heat up towards the end, especially with Steph dropping the 50 bomb after 50 bomb. We remember that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they just have a well constructed team. Everybody, you can tell everybody's probably been in the gym working on their game. They got the 2 rookies back recently from injury, and that Kumunga dude. Did you see that putback that he had?
Nah, I didn't.
The other night, it wasn't last night. The other
Okay.
night, yeah, the other night I forgot who they was playing against the other night, and I think Draymond had like shot the ball, and he had missed, and the Kumunga dude had like just came out of nowhere, and like his head was like above the rim, and just like one of them power jumps, put back. And then like they had replayed the joint and paused it, and when you scroll down, you could see like Wiggins had the little lemon face or whatever, and
I
it's
just
just
watched it.
you see it,
Yeah.
and it's like Cuz can fly, like they can incorporate them like smoothly into it, get back Clay and Wiseman, which should be I think sometime next week if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. I know they said a week before Christmas, so next week or
I ain't gonna lie, that job look like me in a wreck right there. That putback.
here we go. Here we go. Never seen him get a putback, but okay.
It's on Facebook. You ain't see it? I posted it on Facebook.
Nah, I ain't see that.
That's crazy.
I ain't.
I'm gonna tag you.
Yeah, do that. Man, watch it be like a little baby doing something. Barely got up there and Blake Griffin throw the joint in or whatever. Not even a dunk for real. But yeah, how you been feeling about the NBA so far? Like not just even with Steph Curry and them, but just overall.
It's been pretty good. I'm glad it's like it feels more balanced. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't think it was going to be that way with the whole, Lakers loading up, but they've been having their issues getting on track. It seems like a lot of pretty good teams. I know we got to get back on track. We had like the 10th spot in the East, but it's early, so we'll get on. Same thing with the Chiefs. We started off slow. You know what I'm saying? That we primed to make a nice little run in the playoffs. If we keep it this pace, and same thing happened with the Hawks, man. You know, but yeah, nice little season, man.
Yeah, definitely been interesting so far. Um, Boston, we've lost two straight back. Both of the LA teams. So we lost to the Lakers Tuesday, and then last night we lost to the Clippers. Um, I kind of just gotta coast through this season. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I know we're not going to be able to do much. We don't have much. Despite what other people may say, we don't have that much talent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, Now what I'm banking on is like this off season is crucial. Now if we can't build like a championship caliber team this off season, we just not gonna be able to do it because it's gonna be the most cap space niggas gonna have. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So this is like, this is the summer to do it. Niggas can't do it this summer, then it might be time to look elsewhere for a team or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely I like the balance. Obviously, uh, Brooklyn is number one in the East. They've been doing their thing, even with Mr. Kyrie Irving. Kevin Durant is just otherworldly. Hopefully, it doesn't catch up to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
Bucks are doing their thing. Yeah, we definitely, it'd be interesting like around All-Star break, seeing where that should be more telling by that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely look forward to hearing that. Did you have any more topics?
Nah, that's it. Yeah, that's all on my list.
Oh yeah. I know what I meant to bring up the tidbit. What happened last night? The Wizards, I think, played the Pistons last night in Detroit. Did you see Kyle Kuzma putting the middle fingers up to the fans and stuff?
Oh no, I didn't see that. I did remember that was on your list. Nah, I didn't see that.
Yeah. So apparently,
Were they at home?
no, they was in Detroit.
Okay.
Yeah. So apparently, he was being heckled by Detroit fans. And when NBA players be in that corner and you shooting threes and you like right there with the fans.
Yeah.
And you know how a lot of the players just like to look at the fans and stuff like that. But yeah, so obviously he's being heckled. He's in the corner for a three. And when he makes it, it's a slight turnaround and middle fingers up to the fan. And you can see the fan kind of raise up and shout something. But nothing else really going on there. How do you feel about that?
Oh man, that's wild. Hopefully he don't, you know what I'm saying, receive no penalties for that.
He's definitely gonna get a hefty fine.
Oh man. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's like crazy. Cause it's crazy. Cause you like these fans kind of like cross the line with the stuff they say and the stuff they do.
Right.
So I don't know what the fan might have said to him to have him flip the bird, but I mean he probably got it though. But like I don't know, keep your composure, keep your money.
Yeah.
That's all
It
people want.
was
That's all they want is a reaction out of you. You know what I'm saying? Just unless they ain't saying that too egregious. Just do what LeBron do. I don't know if he got that type of power. Kyle Kuzma,
Kuzma
get
definitely
him
don't got that.
removed.
Definitely ain't got that kind of power. They'll throw Kuz out before they throw a fan out, boy.
But
But
yeah.
he would. But the caveat is the shot that he made was the game winning shot. So
Oh yeah. That's fire. Then now you see,
yeah,
you left out the information. That's fire.
yeah. So that's a farewell gesture. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we don't have nothing else to cover. We can get to these facts, and then that's it.
Yep.
All right. So mine's is dealing with nature, and I hope I didn't do this before because it was in my list. It wasn't checked off like how I normally check stuff off, but it sounds familiar. So I hope I didn't do this before. Did I ever do one about like a mountain lion before?
It don't sound familiar off a mountain lion. So
Okay.
let's hear it.
All right. So I know we all know about the cat family. You know, lions, the king of the jungle. You know, you got the tigers and stuff like that, right?
Uh-huh.
And although by the mass distinction of knowing several different types of cats, once you do research, a lot of the cats are all the same. So the mountain lion, the puma, the cougar, and the panther are all the exact same cat, just have different names.
That used to always be confusing to me back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
It says the panther is the most commonly used term to describe the leopards, the jaguars, and the pumas. It says also distinction between terms can be based on location of animal. So obviously, if you're in the mountains, that's where the mountain lion comes in at, I guess.
Right, right, like I guess like how like certain people call soda pop and pop, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Stuff like that, yeah.
Right.
That was like so confusing to me as a kid, bro. Like I'm like, that looked like a mountain lion, no, a puma. I'm like, oh, right, okay, whatever, bro. I just knew about the tigers and cheetahs and lions, and so they're more distinctive.
Yeah. Right. Got the spots and stuff. And I guess if you have certain type of jaguars that got the little spots, but you
Yeah.
know, a lot of these Jones just really be like the panther, the all black and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. So if I ain't doing it, yeah, that's
All right, my little fact comes from war.
okay.
So back in World War II, the Soviets used to train dogs to carry bombs and go under tanks to blow up enemy tanks.
Okay.
The problem with that is they trained them using their tanks. So when it came time for war, the enemy tanks were a lot lower, and you know what I'm saying, not what the dogs were used to. So the dogs would get confused and blow up friendly Soviet tanks. And I just thought that was wild because like how we always like retroactively look at stuff. Like imagine doing that now with PETA. Like you're strapping bombs to dogs. Like PETA would have a fit.
Yeah. Definitely would have a fit. and and once you throw in the fact that they blowing up the wrong shit too.
Right.
Oh yeah. You basically got these dogs doing suicide for nothing.
Right.
Yeah, they would shut all that down. That's that's super wild. And speaking of war, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I did leave something off the list. It relates to the war, but sports too, though. So I don't know if you've seen this, but this was like breaking news yesterday. Um, the Cavaliers forward Laurie Marketing
Okay.
may have to leave later on this season because the country that he's from requires you to serve in the military at least once before you complete your citizenship in another country.
Oh wow, that is crazy. That sucks.
Yeah.
Imagine
So
being a millionaire and have to go.
right. So but the good thing for him is because he's in the NBA and he is a millionaire, they was like he'll more than likely just have to serve, I think, 165 days in the military, and more than likely he won't have to go out to war. He'll just be training where they normally send athletes at to train and stuff.
Oh, okay, I'm about to
Like,
say like, let me do something like that. Let me do it on the off season, please.
yeah. Yeah. So the caveat about that is in order to like complete it without having to cycle around to 2023, the latest that he can do this, I think they said the deadline is March of 2022, which would be right at the end of the regular season. And we all know how good Cleveland has been playing this year.
amazingly, you know.
he's he's been a key piece off that bench. He's struggling sometimes, but he provides a scoring punch off that bench. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And imagine losing that right before you get to the playoffs.
Right.
So yeah, when you brought the war story up, that made me that reminded me of that.
True.
But yeah,
That's all I got.
yeah, that's all I got too. So this has been another Head for the Hills podcast, and we out.
Bye.